Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm diving into what might be the most embarrassing celebrity rejection we've witnessed in years. A public humiliation so severe it signals the complete collapse of Meghan Markle's carefully constructed Hollywood dreams. The Duchess of Sussex, who abandoned royal life for the glittering promise of California stardom, just got the kind of brutal rejection that even her most skilled PR team can't possibly spin. Meghan Markle was turned away at Kris Jenner's gates, denied entry to the Kardashian inner circle in a power move that has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. Now, I know you guys are excited for more one, but before we delve into further discussion, if you haven't subscribed, come on guys, what are you waiting for? Hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell ASAP. So now, let me break this down for you, because this story is absolutely jaw-dropping in its implications. In what insiders are calling a bold but tone-deaf move, Meghan reportedly showed up uninvited at Kris Jenner's sprawling Hidden Hills mansion, pulling up in a black SUV with sunglasses on, exuding that "I belong here" confidence. But here's the kicker, she didn't belong there. Security checked their list, double-checked their instructions, and made it crystal clear. You are not expected. You can't come in. Can you imagine the scene? Meghan Markle, former actress, former working royal, current Netflix personality, standing outside the gates of the most media-savvy family in America and being physically denied entry. According to one source, Meghan's expression in that moment was a mix of disbelief and simmering rage. In the language of Hollywood power plays, this wasn't just a rejection. This was a message broadcast loud and clear across the entertainment industry. You are not one of us, and we're not going to give you the platform to try to be. This humiliating incident reportedly stemmed from Meghan's desperate attempts to secure big names for season 2 of her Netflix show With Love, Meghan. After the first season landed with mixed reviews, and that's being generous, Meghan's team apparently decided they needed bigger names, flashier cameos, and serious star power to draw eyeballs. And in Hollywood, who better to deliver that than the ultimate queen of reality TV, Kris Jenner herself? The lead up to this rejection reveals just how desperately Meghan has been trying to forge a connection with the Kardashian-Jenner empire. She reportedly sent all the Kardashians press boxes of her American Riviera Orchard products, hoping they would share them with their millions of followers. That never happened. Instead, someone from the family seemingly regifted Meghan's as ever crap, as one insider brutally described it, which Chloe then took a picture of without tagging or mentioning Meghan. When Meghan spotted this hours later, she apparently jumped at the chance to be connected to the Kardashians, leading to her ill-fated attempt to show up at Kris's door. This wasn't a casual drop-by. This was a calculated move from someone watching her relevance slip away and willing to bend her own carefully crafted brand to cling to it. Here's the brutal truth. Kris Jenner's brand is built on control, exclusivity, and relationships that benefit the Kardashian-Jenner empire. Meghan Markle, despite her royal title, doesn't bring the kind of drama Kris can monetize, nor the kind of mutual promotion Kris wants. PR experts are now openly saying that Kris's refusal to entertain Meghan's pitch wasn't personal, it was strategic. As one industry insider put it, they are really living the American dream. I would say they are grafters, and Meghan is a grifter. She doesn't put the work in. She's never been prepared to. This rejection isn't happening in isolation. Hollywood power circles have reportedly been whispering for months that Meghan is more trouble than she's worth in collaborative projects, high maintenance, heavy demands, and an obsession with controlling every frame. These traits may work for a royal PR strategy, but in the Hollywood machine, they get you quietly blacklisted. For Meghan, being iced out by the Kardashians isn't just one door closing. It's one of the biggest cultural gates in America slamming shut. And when Kris Jenner says no, others take note. The core issue here runs deeper than one embarrassing rejection. Meghan has spent years trying to juggle two very different identities. The compassionate humanitarian who speaks at UN events, and the Hollywood insider who wants dinner with A-listers, glossy magazine covers, and cameos from reality TV royalty. The problem? These worlds rarely mix cleanly. Hollywood likes authenticity, or at least the performance of it. Meghan's brand feels like a chess game where every move is calculated for optics. And when the Kardashians, who built an empire on selling a particular kind of authenticity, look at that and say, no thanks, it sends a clear signal that the game isn't working anymore. What makes this situation particularly fascinating is that Meghan seems to have completely misread the power dynamics at play. As one commentator noted, I think Meghan totally missed the memo, the message, which is that yes, having a title is somewhat impressive in Hollywood. Not a lot of people have that, but very, 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 very few, even actors, have the level of following and the level of influence that the Kardashians have. Post-pandemic, Hollywood's A-list social scene has become more exclusive than ever. The invites, the dinners, the charity galas, it's all about trust, image, and mutual benefit. Meghan has reportedly burned more than a few bridges since moving to California, whether through public feuds, ill-fated media ventures, or leaked tensions with other celebrities. And Kris Jenner is the gatekeeper of one of the most profitable and loyal circles in show business. If Meghan thought she could just drop by and make the pitch in person, she dramatically underestimated how tightly guarded that world is. In LA, arriving uninvited to a power player's home isn't bold. It's seen as presumptuous and desperate. It signals that you don't have the connections or influence to secure a proper meeting. It's the kind of move that makes industry insiders cringe and whisper. And in a town built on perception, those whispers can be career killers. And then there's Prince Harry. This isn't just about Meghan. Every public misstep now reflects on both of them. Hollywood insiders are already murmuring about Harry looking uncomfortable at recent events, as if he's realizing that the promise of freedom from royal duties has been replaced with a new kind of exhausting hustle. For Harry, being dragged into this Kris Jenner fiasco isn't just embarrassing, it's another reminder that their power couple narrative is losing traction. The royal title doesn't open every door in America, especially when the person holding it is seen as opportunistic. This moment marks a dangerous turning point for Meghan's Hollywood chapter. Without powerful allies, her brand risks becoming stale, predictable, and worst of all, unwanted. If With Love Meghan Season 2 can't land major guests, it risks being a flop before it even launches. And here's the twist. The Kardashian rejection may not be the only one. Industry sources whisper about at least two other A-listers who've quietly declined to work with Meghan in recent months. The reasons they gave paint a picture of someone whose Hollywood charm offensive has completely backfired. Hollywood is a town where reputations rise and fall on private conversations, and according to insiders, Meghan Markle's name isn't being spoken with excitement, it's being spoken with caution. Multiple A-listers, names you would instantly recognize, have reportedly told their teams to politely decline any invitations connected to Meghan's projects. Not because of scandal in the traditional sense, but because of the way she works. Words like controlling, image-obsessed, and overly political keep surfacing in these accounts. In an industry where relationships are currency, those whispers spread like wildfire. Take Oprah Winfrey, for example. Once Meghan and Harry's most high-profile media ally, Oprah's camp has been noticeably distant in recent months. Invitations to small private gatherings declined. Joint appearances not happening. A former producer told Variety off the record, Oprah knows the public has cooled on Meghan, and she's protecting her own brand. Then there's Ellen DeGeneres, once touted as Meghan's California best friend. Since Ellen's own PR troubles, she's been avoiding any partnerships that could reignite controversy. And Meghan's name, sources say, is now considered too risky for her comeback strategy. And yes, even Tyler Perry, the man who famously offered the Sussexes his home when they fled the UK, has reportedly slowed contact. Hollywood loyalty, it seems, has an expiration date, especially when the relationship becomes more liability than asset. What's unfolding here isn't just a series of awkward snubs, it's a brand collapse in slow motion. Meghan's Hollywood journey began with intense curiosity. She was the glamorous outsider, the royal who broke free. But over time, the narrative shifted. Now, instead of intrigue, there's skepticism. Instead of open doors, there's polite avoidance. The Kris Jenner incident was the most public rejection, but it's the private rejections that hurt the most. They don't make gossip headlines immediately, but they cut off opportunities before they even begin. And in Hollywood, where access is everything, losing that invisible network is like losing oxygen. For Prince Harry, the situation is becoming harder to ignore. Sources close to the couple say he's visibly uncomfortable when conversations turn to Meghan's Hollywood alliances, or lack thereof. The man who once spoke passionately about service, veterans, and mental health is now standing next to his wife in rooms where the only goal seems to be securing the next high-profile guest. Some insiders even suggest Harry's beginning to realize that the freedom they sought from the royal family has been replaced by a different kind of cage. A cage made of endless networking, fragile alliances, and the constant pressure to stay relevant in a city that forgets you in 6 months. It's a far cry from the meaningful work and lasting impact he once seemed to crave. The Kris Jenner rejection will be remembered as the headline moment. But the symbolism runs deeper. It shows Meghan's strategy hitting a ceiling. She can still command press coverage, but coverage alone doesn't translate into invitations, collaborations, or influence. The Hollywood elite have drawn a line, and Meghan's on the outside looking in. So, where does this go? The way it's looking, with Love Meghan Season 2 will either be a miraculous PR redemption, or the moment the industry finally decides she's not worth the gamble. And with each passing week, the list of allies grows shorter. If Meghan can't repair these bridges or build new ones, she and Harry may soon find themselves not just rejected from the A-list, but irrelevant to it entirely. And in the fast-moving world of Hollywood, irrelevance is the one scandal you can't come back from. No amount of royal titles, Netflix deals, or carefully staged photo ops can save you from being yesterday's news. Just ask any former A-lister who now can't get a table at Nobu. What makes this situation particularly ironic is that Meghan left royal life partly to escape the constraints and judgments of an ancient institution, only to find herself desperately seeking validation from the Kardashians, a family who built their own modern version of a royal court, complete with strict hierarchies, rigid image control, and brutal exclusion of those who don't fit the brand. What do you think about Meghan's Hollywood humiliation? Is this the beginning of the end for the Sussex brand in America, or can they somehow recover from this public rejection? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and your insights might be featured in my next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want more unfiltered celebrity truth bombs. This is your friendly neighborhood critic signing off. Until next time. Ta-ta. And bye for now.